The Cursed Sword, the one weapon I haven't done a showcase of. Mostly because one hit and you're dead, as exactly as it says in the description. However, I am going to change that, well, not today, but with this mini-series, I suppose, of me just attempting to do Cursed Sword runs over and over until I actually get it for real. After all, I did just finish up Season 4 a little while back, and this is October, you know, the scariest, most cursed month of the year, so why not? Regardless, I just want to see, like, can I actually do this one? Recently did a stream where I did a lot of practice with the Cursed Sword against a bunch of the bosses, and that is going to be a thing that I'll be trying to do going forward. Pretty much anytime I lose one of these runs, in all likelihood, it is not going to be live commentary like this when I actually get a win. I am going to go and fight each one of the bosses, you know, in the route that I'm planning to go on. Get the practice there, and then jump right back into it. But of course, unlike a lot of other runs, it's going to be as difficult to go through each one of the individual biomes as it is to fight the bosses. In fact, it might be more difficult to go through the biomes just because bosses are a lot more predictable. Sometimes. It depends on which boss we're talking about. For example, the Timekeeper has been the biggest issue so far when it comes to trying to fight the bosses, just because the sword part of it, the falling swords, have that little bit of questionability. Okay. Aside from that, one of the other things that I've learned doing the no-hit run recently to unlock the black hole head cosmetic is that elites are gonna be a real issue. Oh, I mean, I just did the black hole head. I mean, yeah, that was using a very, very different sort of build. Much more ranged weapon-based, for example. Not doing, like, brutality and whatnot, but still, I think I got a pretty good idea of how to deal with some of the basic stuff, even aside from that. I mean, obviously just exploiting alone the extremely high base damage. I mean, at the very least, the old Cursed Sword does have the benefit of being a pretty good weapon if you didn't die in one hit. I mean, certainly, sure. That might enable some sort of synergy. Certainly, I'm going to be able to kill most enemies before they're able to do much of anything. And that's how I'm planning to deal with a lot of this. Aside from that, though, exploiting a lot of enemy teleportation stuff, just trying to be a lot more careful in battles, picking and choosing my fights. If I can even go slightly stealthy here, and I do think that the map will make that at least somewhat more possible, so I'm taking it right now. If I don't have any sort of good build, I'm going to be taking the map in all likelihood. That's at least my strategy right now. Aside from that, it's just going to be a very standard sort of run. Well, very standard sort of run except for this part. I'm going to go into the sewers. Why the sewers? That seems like a terrible idea. And, well, yeah, probably. Given that, you know, there's a bunch of green slime that will kill me instantly going in here at any point in time. However, this does lead to the ramparts, which I think is just going to overall be a lot easier than, say, going to the ossuary, for example. The ossuary has the thornies and whatnot, and I need some sort of, I don't know, ranged weapon, which I guess bats would be something. And Telluric Shock also works for that, so you know what? I'm not gonna take that. I'm gonna keep the map for right now. With the map, I can get out of here fast enough. I am gonna be going Corrupted Sewers, or Prison Depths, whichever one. Yeah, combo feels like a pretty good choice here. No. Yeah, it's like, I'm going to be going there because I want to maximize the amount of stats I get. Working with the boss fights, I've realized that I really do want to have, even though this is a pretty high damage weapon and everything, it is not so high damage that I feel like I can skip stats. So I am not going to do that. These are not difficult enemies to deal with. They're going to die in one hit. However, what they're also going to do is kill me in one hit. And they... Okay. At least it's not some sort of elite that has the ability to just instantly kill me, like the ones with the crystals. Okay. Like the ones with the crystals or the electric laser deals. Because those ones are just so incredibly scary. Like I said, the high damage of the Cursed Sword also does not just kill enemies quickly, it also stuns enemies quickly. So I can get a good amount of... So if I'm very aggressive with this weapon too, I can often tend to, you know, stop like elites in their track just long enough for me to kill them. If I, you know, like I said, if I'm just very aggressive. Okay. Grab all the stats possible. I want every one of them. Okay. Does not matter. I did not like doing that. The exploding bombs here could have been quite bad going in. But they weren't, and I'm okay. All right. So we got the ancient sewers over there, which is where I'm going. Do not need to get the Guardian Scrolls, but I do want to see what that is, though. I'll take... The plan right now is that I'm not going to take any of the really overpowered, you know, like really good stuff. In the history of Dead Cells, there have been a lot of things introduced over the course of it that have made doing a Cursed Sword run a lot easier. Even in this latest update, we now have Damned Vigor, which means that if you would normally take lethal damage, you can stay alive if you kill an enemy. And that would make doing the Cursed Sword run a lot easier. I'm not going to use that for now. Same thing with like Diverse Deck, same thing with Legendary Ice Armor. All things that would certainly make it a lot easier. However, I do want to try it just like, don't get hit even once. No possibility to even have that happen, that sort of thing. If it is really just completely impossible, or I just get extremely frustrated or whatever, I might take out like legendary ice armor or something, just because, well, you know, rather have a win eventually than not. Tried doing this Cursed Sword trial stuff before, but didn't get too far with it. Here, I'm much more committed to the bit, so I think there's a good chance I'll be able to do it this time. Especially given that I have done so much practice on the bosses, and I feel like I can make it work, at least for now. We'll see. We'll see when I actually get to the bosses. Well, whatever. As it is. I'm kind of thinking about taking... Something gives me like a ranged attack or whatever. Going to be very good just in general for me. Holy Water would also be good too. Oh, it does have like bleeding poison on it. Does do burning if I wanted to do that. Ah, sure. Corrupted power, of course, gonna be like, would be. Oh, hey, and there's ice armor right there, by the way. Corrupted armor, for example, probably would be a little bit better of a choice potentially. Okay, that's just a double one. Like I said, take things down so quickly that it's not that big of a deal. I'm not too worried about it. Sell this. I don't know if I want to go in and like sell the ice armor. I probably can. It's just like those areas. It's maybe not. I don't like the green slime there. It's freaking me out, man. I'm glad I didn't accidentally jump directly into the slime, because that would have killed me. All right. Yeah, I just want to see what this is real quick. Is it a stat? Is it something that's not a stat? It's a stat, and it's not even a stat that I want. Who cares? There we go. Yeah, extra health from that sort of stuff. It's not like I'm planning to be using off brutality type of items as it is, so I'm out. Oh no, I'm going to the corrupted prison, not the ancient sewers. But I think the ancient sewers was the one with the extra stats and whatnot. Normally this would be like really, really ill-advised ever, because like corrupted sewers are a pretty difficult area to go to, but Cursed Sword means that I can kill enemies very quickly, so That's the plan. If I'm able to do that, if I'm able to kill enemies very quickly, well, yeah, Explorer's Instinct, who cares? I already used the map here. If I'm able to kill enemies really quickly, that means that that means that a lot of the really difficult enemies are going to be not a problem. Now, the protectors, on the other hand, might be more of an issue. We'll see about that. As it is, hey, I'm in the 3rd biome, so surely that counts for something. Let's take this, because one of the things I'm noticing with Telluric Shock is that it is kind of making it hard to see if there's anything on the ground. So, might something that makes it just in case, right? All right. Aside from that, one of the new things that I think I am gonna actually take is the Curse Flask. Because Curse Flask, obviously not going to help me healing-wise, but it will help me keep the melees down. And I think that that's actually going to be worth a lot here. Not having enemies turn into elites, not having enemies spawn. I mean, I can deal with them, but it's just... I don't know. I feel like, why not? There's no real downside to it, right? Root Grenade. I'll take it. You know what? I'll actually take that. Root Grenade is... stunning can also be quite good. Going for something like a stun grenade, even though that is obviously a survival weapon and everything, might actually be something I try to do, just because that's going to make fighting things a lot easier. Root Grenade's not quite that. It doesn't actually stun enemies out of attacks or anything like that, but it does have a pretty big range that it hits and everything. Yeah. You can see also a lot of the other strategy that I'm employing is like actually slamming down on foes. Oh, great. It's the worst one. That's what I want to see. Yep. Perfect. Good. Oh, that's why I wanted to activate him, you know, like very quickly. And then, you know, if it was something that sort of horrible that I could take him out before it becomes an issue. And it worked out okay. But like, oh, those crystal elites. A minimal amount of damage in a normal run. A maximal amount of damage in a curse run because it kills you. The maximum amount of damage you can take. Dying. Oi. Real quick. I can still do exploits like, you know, sitting on top of a chain or something here too. Ooh, why not? Well, here's the thing. As soon as it gets over here, yeah, I'll be able to take it out. Curse Sword always does curse damage. Always does critical damage. Always, and you know, has like some of the highest base damage in the game. It is a good weapon. Downsides aside. I don't like it though. Poisons enemy. I mean, I kind of. I'll see if there's something else. Still, considering taking maybe like some sort of basic. I mean, I was thinking about also like stun grenade. Maybe I should do that at some point. Stuff like stun grenade, stuff like powerful grenade could be good too, just for like a little bit of extra DPS there. Well, there's the diverse deck, of course, but I'm not gonna use it. I'm not gonna use it for now. Even just one single extra hit, I'm sure you can understand, would be very useful. Oh, good. Ah! All right. Didn't get the stun in on there when doing the slam down attack, which is kind of an important thing. But it's, you can see what I'm talking about here, where it's just like... it's honestly not even too bad when you can kill enemies this quickly, right? No, you don't. Yeah. It's like, and this is still a base level version of the Coist Soid. Okay, there we go. This is one that... Oh, you know what? Thanks for reminding me there to get rid of that malaise. is still a base level version of the Koisoid, and I am doing this much, and I'm able to take everything down before it's becoming a problem at all. So I think that says a lot to how powerful this entire thing is here. Okay, let's go for a slam attack so I get the stun. Don't get killed by... All right. I'm going to use everything on this elite ASAP, including, like, stun attack and everything. Yep, and it was one of the really dangerous ones. But, of course, that's why I accounted for that and then ran away. Oh, do not want to deal with that sort of thing. All right, anything else of interest around here? Nah, not really. Light speed. Nah, I don't want something that throws me around too much. Tried using, at one point, the phaser 2, and that just ended up... it didn't do as much damage as I wanted to, and it ended up putting me in some bad situations. Getting me too close to very dangerous enemies, basically. So, yeah, I think I can go without open wounds, but I don't really have any good synergy with that. So I think no mercy. Yeah. Anything that can kill enemies a little bit faster will be appreciated. 7% of boss's health bar is erased immediately in this case. Which, I don't know, might be good. Combo just feels like an obvious take, too, just because, well, hey, once again, with the amount of damage that I am able to do, I am able to be very aggressive against enemies. And bosses, I've practiced, so I know how to be very aggressive against them, too. Like the basic strats there. Even if it is, you know, potentially sort of a questionable play in... It's like, do you really want to... How aggressive do you really want to be against bosses? And the answer is... I need a medic bag. No, that was... That... Well, I mean, actually, yeah, kind of that's how it feels when you're fighting a boss with the cursed sword. I was just worried because that was a small area and that was a crystal elite. No, but like, how aggressive do you want to be with bosses? And the answer is, well, you die in one hit regardless, so very. It's like you're not going to do any worse by not being aggressive as long as you can, as long as you're confident that you're able to actually dodge everything otherwise, or parry things, as the case may be. Normally I'd be like, hey, parrying is scary. It puts yourself at a lot of risk, but, you know, after doing a lot of cursed sword stuff, eventually I just kind of realized, it's like, hey, is it actually any worse than just doing a dodge roll most of the time? And it's like, yeah, a little bit, because, you know, the parry timing is, it's not quite, parrying does leave you a little bit more open. It doesn't leave you a lot a bit more open, though, which is why... I think that's just like, yeah, really I should just be looking at it as an alternate way to do stuff, right? It does decent damage. The old Ivy grenade. Is it root grenade? It used to be called Ivy grenade. I can't remember the names of things. Sweepers can be a problem here, but they won't be as long as I play it well. But all it takes is one hit. But I feel like I've been doing pretty good so far. Yeah, but I don't want this to become a tale of hubris. Yeah, but isn't everything you do going to become a tale of hubris at some point in time? I should quit arguing with myself on camera. For no reason. Alright. Could end up going to ye old Concierge right now. But I really do want to maximize the stats that I get. I think that's gonna be, oh my god, please. Please, if I die to a shield bearer, that would actually make sense, but still, I don't want to. No, it's like the stats, there's no reason I don't want to do as much damage as possible with the sword. I did kind of go into this, with the idea immediately. All right. There we go. With the idea immediately... Oh, yeah, this is also probably worthwhile if I can get an upgrade for the cursed sword here, too. No. 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 I would kind of like to take sure. I would kind of like to take a ranged weapon, especially just for the upcoming boss. Concierge does have a lot of anti-melee abilities, but you know, I also feel like that's kind of detract a bit from the build itself if I do that. Maybe that's ridiculous. Maybe I am going to change that sort of rule for myself. Ugh. Maybe I'm going to change that sort of rule for myself at some point. Having just like a simple pyrotechnics or something for at least the first boss here. I'm going to want a shield for the rest of the stuff to do parries, but that's not as important for... Okay, here we go. Good, good, good. But that's not going to be as important for doing the first boss. Yeah, it's like, really, I can just skip these areas. They're not going to hide any stats in a place that you can't normally get to. That'd be kind of unfair. They don't, do they? I don't think they do that. I don't know. Maybe. Probably not, though. Whatever. Okay, Concierge I have not practiced nearly as much, but I practiced Concierge so much in, you know, normal gameplay. I feel like I can probably make it work. Probably. I don't know. This one might be... Oh, get a legendary weapon after this. And it's like, I'm not planning to use the most powerful legendary weapons, but I am planning to use at least legendary weapons. If they give them to me, why not? I'm a little bit... I'm worried. I'm worried because this is going decent. I mean, it's not like, you know, amazing top tier... I didn't get him in the thing. It's not like going, you know, amazing top tier greatest runs of all time. Or anything. It's going okay, though. Okay. Oh, I was a little bit worried there for a second. It was okay, though. It was a perfectly manageable sort of thing, and now he's in the jumping phase. Okay, now he's in the jumping phase and everything. Yeah, I got scared about that. I don't like that. I don't like that either. I don't like any of this, really. It's just like, I'm not a huge fan of using the curse sword. You already knew that. Okay, boss executed. See, I told you having that little execution there was going to be helpful. Good, good, good. Well, decent start. Peril sigils, I like that item. But I can't use it. I mean, I am certainly in peril, but, you know, not in that sort of peril is the problem. Let's get on with it. Okay, okay, okay. Much like the other areas, I could really probably... Hey, I got it in 15 minutes, even despite taking the little detour. Nothing here. Throwing knives could be good. Nah, I don't think so. And then what do we got? What's my big prize? I'm hoping for some good here. Oh, that's extremely good. Is this too good? No, I got it. I'll take it. You know, I'm just like, is this too good? This one might be too good. I'm a little bit worried this is too good. You got it. It's not something that's gonna afford you an extra hit. Take it. That's the way I'm gonna look at this. Oh, good. All right. It shouldn't really matter too much, given that I'm already, you know, perma-cursed, right? Yeah, whatever. I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. Okay. It's like I shouldn't be so particular with this run. I think as long as I'm not using diverse deck ice armor, that's like the only really, really powerful things. And damned vigor, of course. Yeah, watch out for you. And you. I don't even know where you came from, but I don't like it. Okay. Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah, that's fine. All right. So what was I saying here? I don't even remember. Who knows? Yeah, it's like there's this whole like desire that it's like I want to make this a really good cursed sword run, but it's not going to be a cursed sword only run or whatever because I don't want to do that. It's just like I just don't want to take like some of the really powerful things. But is this really powerful? I don't think so. It's reasonably powerful and especially good for a cursed sword run, but it did come up organically. You all saw this. I didn't use like Wish or something. I shouldn't think too hard about this. I'm sure that anybody watching this doesn't even care at all. Does not care at all about what I use, period. Okay, yep. Still definitely going to want to be cautious on everything. This is a lot more cautious play than I'm used to. Even though it's not tremendously slower. Oh, I don't like this at all. Good. I was hoping to get the stun there. Damn. Should have been more cautious. Well, I mean, I suppose that's sort of to be expected, though. Tales of... Yeah, it's just like what yeah, it's like what I gotta do is I gotta really just like you know, look at the situation and then really just yeah, it's just like I can't, you know, it's like, yeah, be more cautious, and I was very much not cautious when it came to that fight, thinking that it's just like, oh, I'll be able to kill him before I can get 2 hits off. Nope. That is not how that worked. But like I was saying, what I'm doing is I am going in here, and I am doing a little bit of practice in between each run. So let's get out a Cursed Sword. Cursed Sword 10, I think, is reasonably powerful. And for whatever reason, the second item you get doesn't get thrown out, so I just choose the Balance Blade there. And then I just take a shield. I'm taking the most basic type of... I'm taking the most basic type... You know what? Here, let's go kind of like in reverse order. Why not? The spoilers ahead and all that. Because Timekeeper, like I said, is the hardest one. Yeah, I'm taking out the most basic cursed sword build possible. Because if I can do boss fights consistently with this, I should be able to do it with a much more powerful run like I'm going to actually have. And like 30 is probably lowballing it if I'm going for every stat possible. So, you know, that entire thing. Probably would even have more coming up to the collector fight like this. But it's just like, yeah, let's finish off this inaugural episode. The next few are probably going to be a lot more heavily edited down. But, you know. And yeah, just can't be afraid of doing parries, right? Make sure I'm not directly on the edge of that attack, because that can be like super bad, I've learned. Where you do like a parry, fail it, and then still get hit anyway, and it's very embarrassing for everybody involved, but especially me. See what the enemies are first, mostly to see if there is, of course, a Thorny that gets into the mix. Obviously, Cursed Sword still does good damage, needless to say. This next phase is probably the scariest one, though, comparatively. I mean, it's all scary. I die in one hit. But, you know. Okay. That's one of the more manageable parts. I mean, provided that I don't screw it up. But, I mean, that's literally everything, provided that I don't screw it up. Parry, 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 parry. Don't like this attack, and I could probably go and try and do a little bit more damage in between that. I feel like that's a little bit too risky for me, though. I think we're actually already in the final phase. Fun. Okay. Once again, just give him a little bit of room to do a move here and there. Okay, that was weird. Now, here's where the exploding bombs are more scary, right? There we go. Okay. All right. And here we go. Oh my god. Ha! Still done. That was a little bit risky. I thought I was going to be able to take him out in one volley there when he came back down from doing the laser attack. That was obviously way too risky. Tried it anyway. And it worked. Obviously, I think, like I said, in an actual fight, I would probably not have too much of an issue. If I had like the owl there, I really don't want to get rid of that platform before it starts. I think that might actually follow into the battle, even though that's usually how I start this sort of thing up. Well, anyway. All right, what are you doing? That attack is the one that gets me more than anything. Of course. Ah! That one, though, too. It's just like, yeah. It's not that attack specifically. It's me trying to... it's me seeing that he's doing an attack, and I'm trying to react to, like, him trying to hit me with the lance instead. So that gives him just enough room to hit me with the dash there. Want to stay in the middle for this one. Want to stay in the middle for this one. Because otherwise, especially the Telluric Shock attack really does a number on me here. Which is a problem. Try and get rid of... Ooh, that was risky. In between some of the phases here, I'm trying to get rid of a few of the like banners. Okay. All right, and then yeah, I have you get dealt with. Yeah, that was risky. If you don't mind. Well, getting a parry on him still works well enough anyway. But yeah, you can see the practice is paying off, right? Once I actually get to these bosses, it's still not going to be easy. I'm still probably going to lose at least a couple times, but I'm getting very close. I feel like I'm getting pretty close to doing this, as you can see. Which is why this is going to be for real, the time that I actually do the Coist Side run. That's at least what I'm thinking right now. And then lastly, we got Timekeeper, which I cannot get consistently. I'm trying. I try so hard. I get so far, etc. But it just does not work as well as I want it to, right? Anyway, let's see how this one goes. I'm not going to try to parry the shuriken stuff. Yeah, the funny thing is that it's just like, yeah, you're just going to walk right out and then into that to do a maximum amount of damage. I didn't get the parry off in time. With even just like, with like a decent build, with even like some sort of crowd control, I can probably take her out before she can do much of anything. But still, I want to be able to do this fight with some consistency regardless. It's like you never know what sort of build you're going to get in here with, is the thing. 20 stats might also be like a little bit low. Hard to say, but, you know. Yeah, give her like a couple hits there, a couple hits here. Get hit anyway. I don't... The first two bosses went so well. Died once. Yeah. But yeah, it goes to show you like what the actual what like the big bottlenecks are in the run here. The Timekeeper seemingly, but then also the actual biomes themselves. That's because all it takes is one bad decision to get killed with this weapon, of course. And then 1, 2, 3. Then you roll past so that you don't get hit. And parry a bunch of times. Decide to go for the melee hits. And so after the melee hits, like I said, just walk in there, get some hits. Roll, parry. Roll through that, parry. I'm trying to kind of like stay in the middle of the room most of the time so that she doesn't teleport on top of me. You can see how that would be an issue, right? Trying to hit her as she's walking up to me is generally not the best play. But it is a play that I could make if I so wanted to. I mean, it's just, you know. Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about not being on the edges of the room like that. Because otherwise, then you have those sort of attacks that hide. 3 hits this time, roll into the 3rd hit for the punishable point. All right. 1, 2, 3. I don't want to interrupt her doing that attack just because it's like when she teleports, she gets the circle of shuriken around her like that. And that's exact. And then I hit her. And that was maybe a bad idea on my part. I parried twice for some reason. I would have been able to do that easily. But yeah, let's try one more run here. And I think that I can, given that these runs are probably going to be like shorter than usual, and you know, change up the style too. Why not? So given that these runs are going to all be shorter than usual, it's like I'm not going to be too obsessed with trying to get a win on all 3 like I would normally be when doing this. But you know, that entire thing. Yeah, Mushroom Boy cap hasn't been unlocked, by the way. You just got to go through the Arboretum with a Mushroom Boy without exploding them. I guess that's really it. You know, this is like a Halloween type of thing, right? Maybe I can make something work there. You do already have the orange power glow with the weapon. Just like, you know, we can get the colors here, right? Okay, what are we looking at this time? Nothing of much interest, to be honest. Nope, not really seeing anything. 2 times damage weapons would be pretty nice if I could get that, but we'll see. As it is... Yeah, there we go, there we go, there we are. Okay, I'm hoping for the best, but I'm expecting to die in the first couple areas. I already had my halfway decent run, getting past the first boss minimally here. Can't really think that it is going to go too much better than that. You die in 1 hit and all that, right? This is not an easy game. Stop that. Hey, I said stop that! You were supposed to die after that point. Yeah, see, I told you. I told you it's just going to be getting increasingly embarrassing past this point. The problem there is that I would have been able to easily take out the Rampager there. It's just I had also run into even more enemies, too. And it wasn't a particularly good start or anything here, either. So, we got anything better this time? I got Cat. Cat's probably pretty okay for this sort of thing. This being a passive source of damage. I mean, passive source of damage, needless to say, is going to be ideal with how I've been practicing the bosses. Given that, you know, if all I'm focusing on is just... Oh, yeah, also one of the really good elites here. Taken care of pretty quickly, but still. What was I saying? Yeah, given how I've been fighting bosses, doing passive damage is probably going to be the way to go if possible. Which is why stuff like, if I could get a legendary guy again. Legendary... Why can't I remember the name? The owl, the bird. That would probably be very good against most bosses that I go up against, but still, I'm not expecting that. 6,900. Okay. I can make that work. Maybe. We'll see. I'm sure. Well, what else do I get on this? Stun target and burning target. Yeah, if I decide to actually go for the... stun grenade strats that I was thinking about. That could be pretty decent. Stun grenade strats, I think, are good strats. Now, the heavy turret is not going to be super useful to me in this build, so I'm going to go with the map again. I think the route that I took last time, going through the ramparts and everything, ramparts not too bad. Better than, like, the ossuary, for example. Which is why I think that probably going to continue to go with that route again. Or at least I would if I didn't just get hit there. Oh! And I think like the pressure is off to have like a good run now, but this is kind of like how it's going to look for most of the future ones at this rate, right? Oh, that is going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky. Hey, you know, Rampart. Rampart, big grenade, cocoon, maybe, I could maybe do something with cocoon. Powerful grenade, though, is always going to be like just a simple, hey, delete all these enemies in this area here, like that. And that's why I like it. And that's why I think it's going to be a pretty decent take most of the time. I mean, there's a lot of strategies to use, but you've already seen kind of how hesitant I am to be taking specific types of... Oh, there you go. You've already seen how hesitant I am for whatever reason to be taking specific types. Like, there's this very particular way for whatever reason that I want to do this. And... Oh, I thought it was an elite Inquisitor, not an elite one of you. Well, at least that gives me the everything stacked into brutality, so I'm not going to argue with that. That, I think, is going to be pretty helpful. Well, anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to be able to manage to do this in the course of this here month that we call the spooky month, known as October. But then again, it is a very hard run. But if I'm just banging my non-existent black hole head against it enough times, I think I can probably make it work regardless. I got the bosses down. I got the bosses down. I know basic strategies of what I want to do in each one of the levels, stuff like that. It's gonna be hard, obviously. You gotta go through dead cells, 5-cell mode, no hits. In what universe would that be considered an easy thing? I hate this. But like, yeah, you know, I really just gotta take. I'll tell you, the stun grenade, and it's like I don't need to have extra damage on it, so having this work with a brutality build is just fine. It's like it's good. It's good. It's effective. Definitely worth taking, I think. Now, the only thing is, what is this? Increases 5 seconds. Enemies burn when they die. I'm looking for something that gives me extra damage. Because obviously one of the things that's going to come up quite a bit is faster I can kill enemies, the better. Yeah, something like Laser Glaive would be good at taking out individual enemies and everything like that. I should get an upgrade from my weapon first if I'm going to do anything. That actually is a good idea. 9,400. 100% on burning an oil, though. Wouldn't be too bad. Wouldn't be too bad at all. Now I can just sell both of these. I don't know. It's hard to say. There's so many different ways that this could possibly go in terms of strategies and whatnot. And it's also just very easy to have the run just get shut down instantaneously at any point in time. No questions asked. No questions needed. Nothing's needed. All you need to know is that you're dead now. Killed, moidalized. Another victim of the Malays. Well, the zombies that were created by the Malays and all that. So, you know. And then, yeah. All right, well, there's mice clear, by the way. I'm going to see, how much do I get from gastronomy? Because that is a 5-minute buff. It is a 5-minute buff. It is every time I sell a piece of food, and I'm going to sell every piece of food. Maybe that could actually be good, because 5 minutes is a substantial amount of time in Dead Cells. With how quickly this game goes. Hey, barrel launcher. Nah, nothing here really piquing my interest, though. No, I think I'll be fine. Oy, let's see how this goes, though. Yeah, okay, so I was thinking, I mean, one of the other things I could do is Cursed Flask. Because infinite charges 20 times, but if I go up here, 31% damage for 20 seconds. Is that a little bit cheesy, though? That's kind of a cheesy tactic, right? I mean, I could just do, like, infinite flask, and then I could take, you know... Yeah, right here, too. It's only 10%. That maybe would be the one reason why I want to take off stats at all, but 10%'s not that much. Let's, you know, combo's not going to be doing me too much good in regular biomes, so I'll just take this for right now. That's a good cheesy tactic, though, if I wanted to go for, like, really, really high damage. It's like, yeah, here's 70% more damage. No questions asked. Because, well, I mean, plenty of questions asked, but it's like, with the way I'm playing the game, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. The questions are irrelevant. So, I don't know. It's, again, if I want to, I suppose it all comes down to like, hey, you, the audience, what do you want to see? Do you want to see me struggle? Do you want to see me get like a true no-hit run not using every single advantage possible to me? Or would you rather see me do some of the cheesy exploits that are only really possible to do when you're using the cursed sword? Because otherwise this sort of thing would be a ludicrous idea in a normal run. But, you know, is actually only is like just a very viable and like good tactic here. Do you want the honorable run, or do you want the interesting, cheesy run that still requires a good amount of skill, but, you know, also does some fun, wacky things, too? You want it wacky, or do you want it, like, traditional? Do you want, like, traditional impressive, or do you want wacky? Which one? Which one? It's gonna have shades of both, regardless. Yeah. Because this is gonna be kind of an ongoing series for a little bit, right? I didn't actually mean to take that, because, again, I don't really have much to do with it, but, you know. There we go. This is bad. This is bad. It's very, very bad right now. It's super bad. Maybe broke out into song. And used the wrong tense versions of words. Okay. Okay. Oh, I was able to get out of that fine, though. So, what does it matter, really? Thank you, stun grenade. Anytime that I'm having problems, any sort of fight that I don't want to do, which is most of them in the game, you're coming through for me here. But at the same time, 2 times damage weapon would normally be very good, but Wave of Denial is not really going to do me too much right now, is it? I mean, there's certainly... I'm not going to argue with this. No siree. No, sir. I think this would make... I'm not going to take it because it's going to make movement questionable, and I need it to be very consistent right now. Movement has to be extraordinarily consistent for me to have any shot with this. Yeah, you see, you know, like any battle that I don't want to do, like against a single rat. Like, what if I fight a single rat? Well, I better throw out all of my last-ditch effort sort of things right away to make sure that I don't die to that rat. Hey, rats are fast. They are very fast. They're like something that I don't really want to parry or anything with any sort of I can't really compare with any sort of consistency. Hey, could this uncurse this sword? No? Got it. What else? What else? There's a lot of good possibilities here in terms of stuff that I could be taking. But, I don't know. Bleed propagation on Knife Dance is not too bad. Would it be better than Powerful Grenade? You know what? Probably. I mean, it's a little bit slower, but it has bleed propagation on it, for God's sake. Now, if I could get this colorless, that'd be very good. Considering that I got a lot of parry attacks on bosses right now. Ancient Sewers looking very cursed right now. It's a beautiful cursed day in the Ancient Sewers. As beautiful as the Ancient Sewers get. Which is not very beautiful at all. In fact, I would say that it's not at all beautiful. Alright, well, anyway. Cursed chests are going to be very welcome, because I'm not going to want to go into the obstacle course. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? Didn't even see what its cool elite ability was, which is fine. Nothing. Ramparts. Okay, I should... Let's go grab you. Let's get out of here. See, that's the sort of bleed propagation that I'm talking about here. Didn't work too well against the Rampager, but that's fine. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to work equally effective against everything. But yeah, unfortunately, like, going through an obstacle course is really not a good idea in this run. So, you mind taking them out? It's really not a good idea in this one. Don't stay too long in that. Oh, don't stay too long. Okay. I was kind of scared there. The bleed propagation is going to activate more enemies to fight me. It is going to cause more enemies to get aggressive towards me. So that is something to think about too. It's like, yeah, sure, it's nice to be able to take out... Hey, wait, where's the actual... Oh, it's over here. Yeah, so I do got to kind of keep that in mind. But, you know, as I am flinching in my chair here every time something happens. Oh, I hate it, but, you know, what are you going to do? I want to do the Cursed Sword run. I want to do a fun Cursed Sword run. Is this fun? It's different. It's interesting. I'm having a time. I don't know, though. It's like the fact that, you know, at any moment your run can end is also just like a very frustrating thing, too, to think about. I don't like it, but it is what it is. I mean, I could just take the legendary ice armor, but still. I don't know why. I don't know why this is such an obsession for me, but well, it is. What can I say? All right. If I wanted to get down to like 1 HP, would that do anything for me? No. No. No, it wouldn't. Nope. I think we can safely ignore that stuff for now. You know, just given like the big consideration there. It's just like, would going down to 1 HP do anything? I mean, unless I was using like Frantic Sword or something. Cursed Sword does not really have that. Oh yeah, obviously, as along with other stuff that I'm not using Legendary Cursed Sword. Should probably mention that too. Here, 54 minutes into the episode. It's Fire Blast. Fire Blast's fun. Maybe I'll take it. I'm not gonna really use it. I'm not gonna use it. Let's get rid of it. All right. What do I got? What fresh hell have I found myself in this time? Well, that sort of fresh hell. But what other sort of fresh hell have I found myself in this time? Okay, it can't get up here. I think that Toxic Miasma is a pretty good... Yep. You know what? Here. You know what? Here. Well, that really did no damage at all now, did it? Whatever. I hope that... Okay, I was going to say, boy, I hope that Toxic Miasma dies from the... from that attack. Because otherwise I don't want it teleporting to me when I'm trying to fight other enemies. Oh, you can't be stunned. you go. Executed. When you get a bunch of stacks on an enemy, they're not going to be lasting too long. Hey, what do you got? Oh, Alucard sword. Pretty good little weapon there. I like it well enough. Unfortunately, it's not going to be one that I can use. Did not see me? Did see me. Yep. Be cautious here. Don't do anything stupid. Don't act dumb! Okay. There we go. Putting myself in the corner there was, well, an example of what you would call acting dumb. I mean, do I want a legendary Alucard shield? I don't think so. 69, nice. Nope. No, you don't. No, you don't either. Okay. Fire grenade, probably pretty good. Fire oil, probably a pretty decent little combination. Would do me good. Spreads inflammable oil. Nah. Taunt if I just want this run to end instantaneously. I'm gonna see what you do. I can't, though. Okay. Oh, a double, okay. Double is manageable, especially with the ability to stun here. Nope, I don't want to. Ew. Okay. Stun makes that pretty easy. I mean, I saw the thing spitting at me from over there, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. But like, yeah, I really can't. It's like this. Don't want to try it anyway. Extra stats are pretty good. Do I have like double jump? I do have an extra jump in midair. Are you seriously gonna do this though? Yeah, let's try it. Look, if this is where the episode ends, an hour-long episode is fine. I'm fine. I'm okay with that. Hey, nice. Well, obviously I'm not going to take that right now. I want the double jump. Oh, foolish ideas. What am I even thinking? Hey, bro, what are you thinking here? You're gonna die. You're gonna die, or are you? Or are you already playing so good that there's no chance that I could ever possibly die? I'm gonna live forever, like the Highlander. Yeah? Okay. Not going too bad so far. Hey, see, that wasn't too bad now, was it? It kind of was. But there's no second part of that sentence. Okay. But I did it anyway. I did it my way. Okay, executed. Still do like having that. I think that's a worthwhile take for this sort of run. Combo, though, is also just, like, good. It's getting, like, what? Well, didn't I get, like, a 20 combo or something on the Concierge? I feel like that's stun you just to make sure that you're not going to be an issue. Now we play the waiting game. I should really just have him. Why doesn't it actually see me? Stun grenade work too. Okay, fine. I guess we're doing this then. Not what I want to. Yeah. All right, but that was, again, that was the sort of thing that got me killed last time with the... That's the sort of thing that sort of idea that is just like, oh, I can take him out before he can kill me. Was the thing that got me killed last time with that one elite. So, you know. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's honestly not too bad going through here when you have all this stuff. It's pretty manageable. All right, no. If you're going to the ramparts, you're going right here. Now I'm currently like looking to probably get like 12, 13 cursed stats for this run. It's still scary. still quite frightening. Extraordinarily frightening, in fact. But, you know. It's working. I think it's mostly working. It's largely functional. But it is a cursed sword run. You know how that is. It's just kind of like that, right? So, what are we looking at up here? I mean, I know what we're looking at. I've been to this place many times. All right. So, like I said, probably the idea here is that I'm not going to try and... Executed. You did not get executed. Oh, okay. Well, fine. I got the stun grenade, and looks like you just got invisibility, which, whatever. That's not even that big of a deal. Ooh. You did not get stunned from that stomp, did you? No, you did not get stunned from that stomp. You're supposed to get stunned from that stomp so that I can get an easy kill. But didn't work that way. Okay, what do you got? It's probably good. Nah, I'm not going to worry too much about it. Anyway, stun grenade I think is also going to be important if I get to the concierge to actually be able to do something. Prevent him from killing me with the electric shield, because he can very easily do that if he just walks towards me with it on. I know you can roll past it, but I'm bad at doing that. So, you know, that. What do you got? Invisibility necklace would be pretty nice right now. Just in case I do decide to take astronomy, I might. There's a possibility. There's like a real possibility that I might just take astronomy and just be like, you know what? It's a very long-term buff. It's a very long-term, very good buff. No, you don't. Yeah, see, like taking out big groups of flying enemies like that works pretty well. I will say this. I do miss when the cursed sword was a tactics weapon as well. I would really like to have that option open to me right now. I could be getting some real nice stuff. I'm just saying. Poison, nice. Hits in the back? Okay. That's all right. See if there's maybe... Like, I don't know. Obviously, the dream here is getting the 2 times damage cursed sword and all that, but I don't think that's going to happen. Because, like, that's a lot of damage. Hey, yep. There we go. Oh, but that would be like 20% extra damage right there. It'd be pretty nice. Glad I'm hitting you through this wall. I was too busy trying to sell the curse deck. The killing deck. Whatever it is. Whichever one it is. Wow, I just looked over at my at the waveform for that noise that I just made. Boy. All right. Well, hope you enjoy cursed sword runs. They're going to be the next few things, the next few runs that I'm doing here.